support everyone, and because like people deserve to be here, because we shouldn't be illegal when this is literally like stolen land.
So it sounds like we need to get these people out of our.
This is a serious problem. You've got kids speaking up on stolen land in America. That it's ridiculous. It shows you how naive and how sort of saying crazy, but it just shows you how backwards people are when they have their kids, and especially speaking on specifics of about a land and stolen land. This is the last thing that they want to hear in America because it's been talked about so much, it's becoming redundant. And meaning that basically you should stop saying it because all America's going to do, they're going to be more pissed off at you because it's America's land. And actually, it's Black America's land as well. So we don't take too kindly to people saying, hey, it's stolen land. Okay, so it's stolen land. So what? So what? We're here too. But you don't hear us out in demonstrations and especially sending our kids out to say it's stolen land. There's a couple of things that's wrong here, and I'll name three. One, when people come over here as immigrants, even if you are naturalized citizens now, don't come over here waving your flag. Black people never did do that. We never did raise another country's flag. We didn't raise African flag or West African flag. We didn't. We raised the American flag. So that's one thing you shouldn't do is wave the Somalian flag here in America. That's a big problem. Number two is when you come to this country, don't talk about the people who cannot be deported. Do not talk about Americans, whether it's white Americans or Black Americans. That's another thing that you do not do. That's a big no-no because now you've lost the people that would be able to support you, that would support you. You've lost Black people and you've lost white people too. Because the thing is, you cannot go against the government and then have white people come out and say, hey, this is, this is wrong. They're not going to support those white women who are coming out for you. They're not. This is America, okay? And they're going to stand by American laws no matter what it is. And that's the second problem. The third problem, do not get your kids involved in any fights with the government because now you're putting your kids out there on Front Street. Do not do it. You're just causing more harm, more pain to yourself and to your children. If you're going to put it, it's almost like cowardice, when you put your kids out there. If you really want to put some people out there, put the women and put the men out there on the front lines. Don't put your kids out there to have your kids take the brunt of that. Don't do it. I didn't even see Cubans do it. I didn't see Mexicans do it, putting their kids out in the front line. And to put your kids out on the front line or have your kids say something about the government that's a stolen land, that just shows everybody that something is wrong up here with your people, with Somalian people. And it's sad. Let's go on with the video and we'll go from there.
Country and do it fast. But Ilhan Omar doesn't think the president has the authority to do that.
When the president tweets as if he has the authority to terminate temporary protected status for Somalis in Minnesota. Even little kids in 8th grade know that that is not an authority that the president has and can wield.
Well, it looks like.
And you're spewing wrong information to your people. You are a U.S. Congresswoman, and you're going against an administration that's going to do basically what they want to do to a certain extent, and definitely going to say what they want to say to any extent. So this is the thing. Quiet up, dummy up. You shouldn't be saying, Ilhan Omar shouldn't be saying anything other than trying to look at ways to protect themselves in Somalia, in Minnesota. That's the only thing she should be saying. She shouldn't be talking about, oh, Trump doesn't have the authority to end TPS. Oh, as a president, he's got executive decisions up to yin yang. Understand that. He can end that TPS. He can call under martial law in Minnesota. Believe me. So you guys need to stop talking so much. People keep telling Somalians, you need to stop talking. You don't know what this government is. You don't know what they can do. You don't know what they're capable of. Now, all you're doing is exposing yourself more because you're trying to hide certain things that's going on in your area in Minnesota. And this is the sad thing about it. And it looks more like a smokescreen than anything. America's not stupid. They're not. You can call people stupid, American people stupid, but it's not going to work well. Vivek Ramaswamy knew that. He found out about that. And he's running for what? Governor of Ohio? And they've already told him, no, we won't vote for you. They've already denounced him. They've already said, no, we're not going to make you governor of Ohio because you're licking boots. Let's go on with the video and I'll give you my life.
She was wrong again because that is exactly what President Trump is doing.
All right, Todd Lyons is the ICE director and joins us now. Sir, good to have you back on. The president has called to end the temporary protected status of Somalians living in the state of Minnesota. When that does happen, is ICE going to be going into what's called Little Mogadishu there on the southeast side of Minneapolis?
Hey, Rob, good seeing you again. Thanks for having me. Yeah, so, ICE, obviously, we enforce the laws the way they're written, right? And so if someone's temporary protective status is lifted, which it's happened many times to different various countries and nationalities, but we're ready to take action, and that's what we do, right? When someone's temporary protective status is lifted, they are now illegal aliens. They're here in the country illegally, and we will go ahead and remove those criminal elements out of our neighborhoods.
Now, I imagine Ilhan Omar getting pretty nervous at this point. Take a listen to how bad the fraud actually was.
Our officers encountered blatant marriage fraud, visa overstays, people claiming to work at businesses that can't be found, forged documents, abuse of the H-1B visa system, abuse of the F-1 visas, and many other discrepancies. Over the course of the operation, our officers found indication of fraud, non-compliance, or public safety and national security concerns in nearly a little less than 50% of the cases. Authorities in
And this is a problem. They're finding all of these fraud, over 50% on documents, on U.S. documents, marriage fraud, money laundering, stolen monies, sending money back. And they recently found out sending money to Kenya to build high rises in Kenya, 3, 4, 5 blocks of high rises in Kenya. And this is a problem. They've been exposed. Somalians, you have been exposed. You need to be quiet or get the hell up out of America. Take that money, move to Kenya, or move back to your country because they're not going to let you do it. They're not going to let you do it. It's not going to work. So this is a problem. The problem is that you guys need to, as they do in sports, don't say anything. Just be quiet. Because the more you talk and the more your kids talk, you're getting yourself into a huge hole in America. And it's just not working. Let's listen to the rest of the video. I'll give you my comment.
Minnesota intercepted $700 million worth of fraud money that was going to be shipped to Somalia. Watch.
We're going to turn our attention back to the Somali fraud investigation. As we've discussed before, authorities have discovered suitcases containing hundreds of millions of dollars in a Minnesota airport. One key question arises. What does accountability even look like in this case moving forward?
Yeah, it looks really bad and obviously very alarming to see that this U.S. cash has been legally going through our airports. And of course, there is a requirement of reporting if you're going to carry more than $10,000. Isn't it going to be a little suspicious when you start seeing 10,000, 100,000, millions, and now, more, as John reported earlier, more money that goes through JFK, goes through the Minneapolis airport? Something's wrong there. But I'll tell you, if I'm a TSA agent or anyone else and I see this kind of cash going through and that you're able to report the amount of cash going through, that it's happening in plain sight.
Seems to get worse by the day. They just keep uncovering more and more fraud in Minnesota. Tim Waltz's Minnesota. He does ask a good question. How have they been shipping hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash through the Minneapolis airport?
And this is a problem. You start shipping cash through the Minneapolis airport. How are they doing it? Who they're getting approval to? Who is approving this? Because I don't know if cash can be, maybe can be packed a certain way where it's not detected. But how are they finding this? And who approved this through TSA? I don't get it. Was somebody paid off at TSA? And all this money, a lot of this money, $700 million in cash, is going to Somalia? Are they kidding? And then all this stuff that's going on in Somalia and Minnesota and Kenya and buying property up in Kenya, I'll tell you like this. This thing is beginning to become so huge that it's going to explode. And they're going to find ways to get Somalians out of America, I'm telling you. And one way they're going to do it is through the criminal acts, and a lot of these places that's stealing hundreds of millions of dollars in Medicaid and SNAP and everything else. Somebody's going to have to be held accountable for that. There's going to be some huge problems coming up. I'll tell you on my next video. Please subscribe to my channel, build a channel. It's a new channel, so I'm trying to get it off the ground. Thank you for your support. You guys have a nice evening.